my hands are like shaky, and you can see my hands there, like look at all of that. Hello guys, how are we doing, and welcome to another video. Today I want to do a little bit of a video talking about grip strength, specifically using my Door Gym thing that I've got just up there. Now, grip strength is really important for lots of different things. For general fitness, it's important for a lot of our compound movements, thinking about things like deadlifts, even things like overhead pressing, chest pressing. Having a good strong grip helps with the movement of the bar. If you have a weaker grip, it does have an effect on other elements of your fitness, of your workouts, of your lifts. Obviously, as well as a martial artist, you know, I rely on grip to a certain extent in order to be able to achieve certain moves and to feel confident in my technique. So today I want to talk a little bit about grip strength, how I have begun training my grip strength, and what I want to continue to do to improve my grip strength, and how that will potentially then affect things like the lifts, like my martial arts, and so on and so forth. So, if you are new to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button, and if you want to know anything more about training, etc., comment down below. Also, go and look in the description of this video and go and follow me over on Instagram. Alright, let's get into the video. So often, people think about grip strength, they think about things like this. Now this is a really cheap grip strength, and it has obviously the springs in place, and it has basically a screw, and you twist this and it makes it tighter or less tight. And your resistance is all based on the spring. Okay, so obviously you can test your grip like this. Now the reality is that there aren't really that many occasions where you need to squeeze something like this. Often it is purely about the holding on to a grip, right? So as good as these are, and you can see it also has implications on your forearm too, your forearm works into this as well. As good as these are, I often think that they're limited in terms of their practicality and their function when it comes to actually what you use your grip for. Whereas using a Door Gym, like I'm going to show you, which is a hanging motion, it's a much more representative of what you would normally need to use grip strength for, right? Obviously, it's this sort of reverse of a deadlift, but you're still holding on to something with your weight, and obviously you can add weight to yourself as well if you have the facilities to do so. It's more representative of that, and obviously typically you find that when you're holding onto a bar, a deadlift bar, it's your fingers that start to slowly uncurl, and by practicing your hangs, that will help, and that will train your grip strength, for your forearm strength, and also it's really good for your shoulders too. Now, hanging has lots of different benefits also, not just grip strength, but hanging upside down is really good for shoulder mobility. It depresses, is that right? Is that the right word? Anyway, I'm going to say it depresses, you get what I mean. It pulls on your shoulder joint in a way that we are more naturally designed to hang. If you want to think back to our ancestral days and are looking at the sort of the monkeys and apes, apes spend a lot of time hanging, and they've got very good shoulder mobility as a result. And we don't tend to do that anymore, do we? We tend to just have our arms down by our side, and most people slouch. Whereas by pulling and retracting your shoulders and your scapula, and by hanging on to it, you can do lots of different mobility that will improve and will help with your shoulders. And I've done a video recently, which I'll link down below, which speaks about injury. I popped my clavicle a few years back, and hangs have really helped with my shoulder. And like I say, it's great as a warm-up exercise too. Okay, so I'm going to say that there are sort of 3 different stages to the hangs, and obviously it depends on the facilities that you've got, whether you've got a Door Gym or something similar. The first one is to hang, but keep your feet sort of on the floor, so you're not sort of taking all of your weight off and putting those through your shoulders. This will obviously again mean that you're able to adjust how much pressure you're putting through your hands, and therefore it affects your grip differently. To lift your legs completely off the floor, so it's literally you just hanging, and then to add weight. Now I've got a weight belt, I'll go and get it. So I have this sort of like dip belt here that has the chain with it, and I can attach things like kettlebells and various other weights And so when your grip gets to a certain level and you feel confident and you want to push yourself and test yourself even more, you can add additional weight and hold on to. Or if you want to and you're not looking for length of time, but the amount of weight you can hold on to test your grip strength, then you can use weights but just hold on for shorter periods of time. This again also really helps with things like assisting with your pull-ups and muscle-ups and stuff too. All of it is going to help build strength and conditioning in your arms, your forearms, your shoulders, and obviously your grip. So let's go through them. So the first one, we're going to hang like so. I'm not going to grip with my thumbs underneath. I'm just going to hold on with my 4 fingers. And you would just basically hang down. Now my feet are still touching the floor. Okay, my feet are still touching the floor, and so if I want to, I can take a little bit more pressure through my legs. So I'm almost doing a bit of a sort of half squat, but I am sort of practicing and training my knuckles and my hands like so. The next version is to lift your feet off. Now, because of my height, if I were to hang down, I have to lift my legs up. So you can just hold your legs up like so, and just stay here like this. Okay, again, you can bring your thumbs underneath, over the top. It's good to train both ways. And again, while you're here, if you need to, you can always readjust. You can readjust your hand positioning, okay? You can move your fingers if you want as well. It's really good to do so. And then the final thing is to do the weighted version, all right? Now again, I probably would recommend doing this with your legs off the floor because there's not really a lot of point. Otherwise, you might as well just do it without the weight, all right? So whack this round and do a weighted version. Okay, again, I'm doing a weighted version now. Again, this is a lot harder. I can feel it aching in my knuckles and my hands already. All right, but if needs be, you can increase the weight, hold on for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever, let go, do it again, let go, do it again, and so on and so forth. One thing that I find when I'm doing deadlifts, especially with heavier weight, I think my PR is like 200 kg. When I'm doing the heavier deadlifts, I really feel it through my fingers. Especially, I mean, I'll use straps and things as well in chalk, but I really feel it through my fingers. So by using sort of a weighted hang, that will train your fingers, that will strengthen all your hands up, and obviously your grip strength too, and you should find it much more comfortable when you're doing those deadlifts. Okay, so with all that being said, and me speaking about the benefits of doing hangs, and obviously all the things I've mentioned, those are the reasons why I like doing hangs. I'll often do some hang mobility, not just for grip, but for shoulders, where I'll hang and I'll, like I say, mobilize my shoulder. I think that that's really good. Obviously, do it based on your own comfort levels. The whole point of this video is to test how long I can hold on. Now, as you can see from this, there are areas where there is foam. Now, I'm not going to use the foam because foam has a natural grip to it. I want to make it a bit trickier for myself, so I'm just going to use the metal, which has its difficulties because it's quite slippery. I'm basically going to go hold on for as long as I can. I'm going to put a timer down, and I'm going to see how long I can hold on for. Yeah, my aim is to try and beat 2 minutes, but we'll see. So that's my aim, 2 minutes. I'm just going to hold on, and trust me, it's a lot harder than it looks. If you're not sure, give it a go yourself. And yeah, right, that's what I'm going to do. Okay guys, so I have got a stopwatch on my watch. I'm going to click it and then I'm going to hang. I'm not going to look at it, I'm just going to hang as long as I can and we'll see how long I go. Alright, let's do it. Okay, that was definitely nowhere near 2 minutes. My hands are like shaky and you can see my hands there, like look at all of that. All right, I think it probably didn't help that the intro of this video has been me hanging from the bar, right? So my hands are already pretty, feeling pretty rough, but you can see how my hands have responded to it, all red, got the calluses there. Okay, so like I say, this is the kind of thing that you would see when you do a deadlift. So this is really good for testing your grip strength, for testing your hand strength. And my fingers, like if I do this, they feel really tense. So that took me about a minute. Let's see if I can pull up the timer, if it's still on my watch. Yep, so if you have a look at my watch, that was 1 minute and 6 seconds. Not the best, I have done longer. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a bit of a rest, have a bit of a pause on my grip strength training, and I will come back a little bit later and we'll give it another go. So hold on 1 second, I'll see you in a bit. Right, it's been a little while. My hands are still, they're not too bad, but we'll see how it goes. I think it's one of those things that, yeah, I'm just gonna have to try my best. I did 1 minute 6, still on my watch on the last go. Let's try and beat 1.5 minutes. I am adjusting my grip as I go. I'm not just hanging and waiting for me to slip. I am adjusting. But yeah, this will be the last time. Grip strength is one of those things that gets sapped really quickly. So just be aware of that. But that's why we train it, right? Okay, let's give it a go. That was even worse than last time. That was 52 seconds. My hands are just hurting now. It really gets into your knuckles. Look, you can see the calluses have come up again. Oh, this might seem like torture. I am very aware that it might seem a bit like torture, but it does really help. And like I say, part of the reason why I'm struggling is less the grip. I mean, the grip obviously is playing a massive part, but your hands get very sweaty very quickly when you're holding on to something. And the bar that I'm using, because I'm not holding on to the grippy bit, I'm just holding on to the metal, and it's not got any grooves in the metal like a bar would. It becomes, the slipperiness when I start sweating becomes very difficult, so it is challenging. But no, give this a go, guys. Have a practice. I wouldn't necessarily say there's a specific time that you want to look at achieving. It's all about progression, right? The first time you do it, just hang and see how long you can get. Make a note of the time, and then try and improve it. And as with anything in the gym, within your sort of gym workout, you're aiming for that progression. So it might be a case that you hang on for as long as possible, and you can easily hold on for a minute, and then you decide that you're going to put some weight on and do the same thing, and see if you can get up with added weight on as well. So there you go. I managed a minute. I might try it again a bit later and sort of add it as a bit of an addition to the end of this video, but it's one of those things that your fingers get sapped very quickly. So yeah. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you found it at all useful, please hit the like button, as I mentioned at the beginning. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the little bell notification, and that will sort of alert you to any time I upload a new video. Comment down below if you want to see anything in particular, or if you guys have any tips for grip strength. This is a community here. I want to help you guys as much as I can. And go and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys very soon. Yeah, right, I'm going to go and, I don't know, do something with my fingers. See you later, guys. Bye.